Hello, 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 everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Outlive the Labels, the podcast, and the YouTube channel. We have a special guest in the studio today. I'm so excited about this because him and his wife, they do some amazing things. I know a lot about him, but I want to introduce you, the audience, to him today. I'm sure we're going to have his wife on soon, too. I'm just going to put that out there. But let me tell you a little bit about the guest today. Kenyon Dudley. He is a multifaceted entrepreneur. He does a lot of different things. He's the co-founder of Dudley Vision, Naomi's Connect Technology. He also has a publishing company, and there's so many things that he does. But I'm going to let him introduce himself to you, the audience, and we're going to talk about his book today as well. So, Kenyon, welcome to the show. Share with the audience a little bit more about yourself.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Mary Kay, for first of all just having me. I really appreciate you for taking your time and just allowing me to speak with you in reference to what I believe God is having me do right now with the particular book. But yeah, my wife and I, Jasmine Dudley, we own a conglomerate of different businesses. Our main business that we are known for is called DP House, Dudley Publishing House. And we've been doing that since 2016. We have an extensive catalog of books that we have released and published through our publishing house. And so, I'm a writer. I'm a pastor. I am an entrepreneur. I get an amazing opportunity, should I say, to pastor a movement called Acts Experience Movement down here in Atlanta, Georgia. And along with that, we get an opportunity to help people tell their stories through our publishing house. So just again, glad that you would have me here and ready to talk.
Awesome. Yeah, it's an honor to have you here. I know we have a lot to talk about, so let's just dive right into it. You have just recently released a new book, amongst so many other publications that you released. This latest book, Heal Thy Woman. You described it as like the new Waiting to Exhale, the new For Colored Girls, the Diary of a Mad Black Woman. And so tell us about the book and why it fits into that genre, why it fits into that category, because I know a lot of people can, when they hear Wait and Exhale, when they hear Diary of a Mad Black Woman, they immediately our mind goes to different areas. So tell us why it fits into that type of category.
I'll start by saying I've always been a writer. Ever since I was young, I would write different plays, different books, and just kind of test my, writing skills out from there. Sometimes I would even take the Bible and I would take the stories in the Bible and kind of turn them around into like a television show, see if I can do it like that, right? And so this is no different. Heal Thy Woman. It's actually my very first, I wouldn't say attempt, but my very first publication to the public of writing a book in a script form. So when you open it up, you'll actually read the book and feel like you're reading a television script or a movie script. And so, this is a book that is dedicated to women. Like I said earlier, I believe that God has me doing something very special in this season, which is writing for women, writing to the hearts of women. I believe God has a heart, of course, for all people, but He does have a heart for women, especially in this time. And so when you say, why do I call it the next Waiting to Exhale or the next, For Colored Girls, is because this book follows five fictitious characters and it talks about their life. You're gonna meet women from all walks of life in this book, dealing with different situations, scenarios, and problems. You got married women, you got single women trying to figure it out, with their children. You got business women, you got women in ministry, women in all types of different areas. But guess what? The main commonality, the common denominator in their life is they hurt. They need healing. They are in a place in their life where they found out that they're bleeding from their soul, from their emotions, and nothing else can help them. Their money can't help them. The relationships can't help them that they have. Nothing else can help them but their relationship with God. So I wrote this book to open up taboo subjects. to open up taboo subjects about women's lives and to really put it all out there on the table, and give them an opportunity to heal. The subtitle of the book is Blood on the Ground. And so
Mm,
it's really a play on, if you know the story in the Bible of the woman with the issue of blood. It's a play on that where, women in some sort of way, every woman at some time or another has bled, because of a situation, because of a trauma, something that they've come through. Um, and so I wanted to give voice. I wanted to give voice to every woman, who has gone through something, who may be going through something right now. Number one, to say that you are heard, that God loves you, and then to let them know that, there is a possibility to clean up the blood, right? That's spilled over on the ground. So,
mm. Wow, that's powerful. Even the
yeah.
imagery, when you think about it, it's such powerful language, and I'm sure that was intentional.
Yeah.
Uh, but my question to you is, like, as a man, when you write a book like this, it has to come from, such a powerful place, because you've tapped into something, I think, that is so crucial to women everywhere. Women from all walks of life, from every part of the globe. It sounds like they're going to be able to tap into this book and find themselves in the stories. So as a man, what did you pull from? Like, how did you come up with such a impactful concept and be able to reach women from all different walks of life like this? Where did that come from?
I would really attribute that to two different things. Well, actually three. One, first of all, the grace of God. Only the grace of God could, allow me to tap into, something of this magnitude. And I take it
Uh-huh.
very seriously, the job that He called me to in this moment to write, for and to women. But number two, I'm a son of a mother who went through her own situations, was a single mother starting out at the beginning of my life, for what I could remember, and then ending up actually getting married later on as I grew older, and coming from being a single mother, struggling, trying to make things work, out there doing what she have to do to take care of her three kids, to getting married and loving the man, thinking that she had it all right. She had the money, she had the business, she had all of those things. At a drop of a hat they could drop thousands of dollars, all of that stuff, but still going home to the room, and shutting the door, and I could hear her sometimes at night crying through the walls, because
Mm,
she doesn't know where her husband is, although he lives in the house, but it's taking him until 3 a.m. just to get back home. So I'm a son of a mother who dealt with situations, who had to find her own way to God, who had to find her own healing. And this is not to paint a bad picture of my father, whom she ended up marrying, or anything like that. He's no longer with us, but this is just to say that women, no matter what your status is, um, you hurt, you go through things, you bleed. And so, to answer your question, practically, I'm a son of a mother. And then, thirdly, I am a husband of a woman who, when we dated, she came with her own traumas. And for those of you guys who are watching, you may know my wife, may not, but she wrote her own book, that actually started our publishing house years ago. She stepped out and wrote what, we call Yes in the Dark. And it was a book about her childhood traumas, the sexual abuse, the physical abuse, that she had to deal with from her father and other people in the family. And then having to deal with the trauma of certain family members saying, shh, be quiet about it. We don't talk about that, and having to really, as we're dating and moving up through courtship, having to take her by the hand and say, "You're not damaged goods. You are somebody. You are worth loving. I do love you." And, I thought to myself, what better way, than for me to share my heart about what I believe God is saying about women, than to actually write this book and depict these characters and help them realize that they too can heal.
Wow. Thank you for that. I just want to personally say thank you for tapping into that and for listening to the leading of the Holy Spirit and for taking the examples and honoring your mom and honoring your wife in this way and honoring women all over by giving us this gift to heal. This is truly, one of those things that I believe that people can pick up and feel like without it feeling like a clinical situation or clinical environment or feel forced, they can just read it and not only feel as if they're reading a book that they can, open up while they're sitting on the beach somewhere or while they're riding on the airplane, but wind up reading it and then receiving healing, whether they
Yeah,
recognize it or not. It can even be subtle for someone that maybe not even think they may not even think they need it. They may not even realize that they need this level of healing, but by reading it, they'll receive that. So I just want to say thank you for just giving us this gift of this book. So listen, I'm curious to know too. Tell us about at least one of the characters. I know you said there are five, right? Five characters. Tell us about one of the characters without giving it all away. Tell us about one of them.
Mhm. Um, I will say, let me just go back to what you said for a moment. I intentionally wrote this book in a script form because I wanted women, I wanted men, their sons, their boyfriends, their husbands to be able to read this and really legit feel like Dr. Mary that they are watching a movie. They're watching a good Lifetime movie or a good, a television show, on TV. I wanted them to get comfortable.
Love it.
And women all around who have bought this book, the book has made it. I'm in Georgia, but it's thankfully made it to other states, New York, and all these different places. I'm amazed by it, and and they're literally telling me that very thing. I got done with a full day of work. I got on my couch. I'm drinking my wine, or I'm winding down for the day, and I'm reading this book, and you shocked me. You surprised me with how you wrote this thing. And so going to your next question about one of the characters, there's a lot of shockers in here, but Lisa is one of the characters that I would have to talk about on this particular broadcast. She's one of my favorite characters to write for. Um, she is your average, everyday young woman between late 20s, early 30s, and she's that woman that is married, that is dealing with her own wounds, her own traumas. She's dealing with her own situations from childhood. She's had a child through being raped by someone in the family when she was younger. So here she is, this single woman with this child, and she's trying to make do. She fast forward, she ends up getting married, but she gets married for all the wrong reasons. She gets married for some level of financial security. She gets married for some level of companionship and wanting somebody, and thinking that this person would just, save her from all of her trauma and things of that nature. But she finds out that this is not the guy that she really wants to be with, and she goes through her whole thing throughout the entire storyline. You know, but she eventually ends up being that one toward the end of the book who is a part of the clincher, the cliffhanger of the book, where she can no longer be found. She ended up at the club with some of her family members, some of her cousins, and they're hanging out. Even though she's married, she's looking for love in all the wrong places still, and they lose her. They lose her in the book, and they can't find her. Her husband can't find her. Her mother, her father can't find her. And so here we are with this young lady um, who has gotten lost in the book. But in essence, I wrote that on purpose because she's in essence lost in her soul, lost in her own thoughts. And so she's doing some of everything, trying to, make herself feel better, trying to make herself cope with a marriage that she really doesn't want to be a part of. And so she's fun to write for. She's fun to also read about. I've gotten a lot of women that have written our office and let us know, hey, I saw myself in Lisa when I was younger, or I'm dealing with a young niece right now who is reminiscent of Lisa. And I wrote it for that reason because I wanted every woman to be able to see themselves. And I think Lisa was a good dose of a mirror to a lot of people.
Wow. Yeah, I could definitely see that. Listen, I could watch it play out in my mind as you're talking about it. So now I can see what you mean by people reading it and saying it's like watching a Lifetime movie. You know, it's
Yeah,
when you wrote it like that. I can appreciate that because I love a good book. Like
yep.
I like books more than I like movies because you get to visualize it the way you visualize it. You know, you get to put yourself, your own creativity in it. So, and this is amazing because I saw that on your website. You put that you do live dramatizations of
I do.
the different scenes of the book. Tell us a little
Yeah.
bit about that, and then we're going to share with the audience, you know, how they can find out more and all of that good stuff that you're doing in relation to the book.
I thank you for bringing that up because it's actually something that we want to continue to do. We actually have a few dates set up to actually do live dramatizations of certain scenes in the book. Um, I I want to take it on tour. I'll just put that out there. I want to put it in a position where we are literally touring to different places, different cities, where we're able to do a night of hope, a night of healing. Women can come from everywhere and they can enjoy themselves. We can have conversation like this, have a panel of women to discuss, and then we can have our actors literally acting out each scene. I have
Wow.
a stage play and a production background, and I come from that. And what better way to make this book come to life first than to put it on stage and to put it in front of people? Um, my hope is that everybody who comes to these live dramatizations, the way that I'm directing it and putting it together, I don't even want you to know where the next scene is coming from, like the normal plays where you can watch it on the stage. I literally want to serve dinner to the ladies with their girlfriends coming out and hanging out for the night. And I want the couple that's in the scene to be sitting at your table and you don't even know it, and it's like you are in the scenes. You are
Wow.
in the story. And out of nowhere, the couple blows up in this argument or whatever the case may be, according to what I wrote in the book. And I want people to feel like after they leave the live dramatization, not only did I read about these characters, but I actually lived it with them. I want them to leave with
Mm,
empathy. I want them to leave with understanding. And not only that, but I want them to leave with a revelation of who they are and which one they may be. Maybe you're not one of these characters. Maybe I'll write your character in the next installment of this series. But you see somebody in your life like this, and you can leave away from those live dramatizations with a level of empathy, like, oh my God, now I understand why she's that way. She's not just crazy. Homegirl is dealing with some
right.
stuff, right? She's not just crazy, but she's got a good business acumen because she was a street hustler at first, right? She had to make do with her life. She's not just this, she's not just that. There's a method behind who she is and why.
Wow. Listen, what I love about this is that you're thinking outside the box. I don't think I've ever heard of any author take their book to this level. So you got to go on the road with this. Like I'm looking forward to the tour. I'm
Yes.
just you let me know when that's going to happen, and we will continue to promote this thing because I can only imagine how powerful that'll be to see people be not only engaged and have it interactive where you're doing these dramatizations, but like you said, putting them in the story, having them touch those points and having that empathy and that compassion. Because like you said, even if I can't relate to one of the five women, I might know somebody. I might know all five in my life. And now I can be more mindful of what they're going through. I can be more compassionate. I can be more empathetic. And listen, I just had this the other day. I was on the plane about to fall asleep and woke up with this in my spirit, and I had to put it in my phone. I said, "Look, don't give me sympathy if you don't have my solution."
Wow.
And this book is giving
Yes.
solutions. It's not just causing us to be sympathetic toward these women, because
Right.
these are real women. They're characters, but they represent real life women, everyday women who go through different things. And instead of us just being sympathetic, you're offering solutions and you're helping us to be empathetic so that we can put ourselves in their shoes and we can show more compassion and we can help them to heal. So I'm all for this. This is a whole movement right here. This is a movement. All right. If this
Yes.
didn't touch you, I don't know what to tell you. And we haven't even, this is just a glimpse into what's in the book. So I can
Right.
only imagine what it will be like if you buy this book, you open it up and you read it and you share it with those that you know and love. So go ahead, Kenyon, and share with us how we can find out more about you, how we can find out more about the book, where we can buy the book, everything that you want to share. Let us know right now, and I will put it up on the screen as well. If you can share with us your social media information as well.
Absolutely. Well, you definitely could go to my website, www.kenyondudley.com. I actually have the book there that you can purchase on my shop page, Heal Thy Woman. If you want to go directly to where the book is, you could also do bit.ly/heal woman. That's in all caps, bit.ly/heal woman, and it'll take you directly to that particular product, that particular book on my website, for you to purchase. There are people purchasing from all over, like I said, and I'm excited about that, because that's exactly the reason for writing the book. I want the book to get out there and get in the hands of many people. I've got women, Dr. Mary, who is actually creating, book clubs. They are reading the book together. And not only that, but they are also helping one another, like you said, walk through the trauma, walk through the hurt. So solutions are being brought to women everywhere because of this particular book. But people can reach me there. You can go on social media. It's my name, Kenyon Dudley, Kenyon, Dudley. And you can find me on all social media platforms. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram as well with that name. And so I'm just thrilled. Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Mary, for just spending some time to talk to me about it, and coming alongside me to help me in this, what you said, this movement. I believe that it's really going to do some healing.
This is powerful. Look, I can visualize it. Even the cover of the book looks like a movie poster. So all of it
Yeah.
is just amazing. Yes, that's right. Go get that book. Listen, I'm going to put it back on the screen, bit.ly/heal woman in all caps. That's important with these bit.ly links. Get the all caps in there, heal woman in all caps. Or just go to his website, kenyondudley.com, and that'll lead you to all things Kenyon Dudley, all the amazing things that he's doing. Listen, he is a multifaceted entrepreneur. He has so many amazing things going on, not just this book, but this book is absolutely phenomenal. And I'm just so honored to have had you on this show today. I know the listeners, you all have been blessed by this. Share this, broadcast with your friends, with your followers, so that we can continue to bring you some great content. Leave a review, leave, a rating, do whatever you got to do, all the stuff, YouTube, subscribe, all of that. I'm new to the YouTube space, but listen, you have been all so supportive, and I just thank you all so much for tuning in, and I'm just excited to see where we're going to go with Outlive the Labels. And listen, one more time, give it up for Kenyon Dudley. Let's follow him on social media, buy the book, go to his website, check him out, because this man is doing some amazing things, and I know that you are just going to be so inspired and so blessed and healed. And all of that, everything that this book is setting out to do, I know that it's going to accomplish. So thank you once again, Kenyon. Thank you to you, the listeners. Until next time.